Hmm. So this is it. The first paid song request live stream. It's kind of nice to be getting around to do this. For just $5, you can have a music reviewer review your song. And yeah, we switch over to here. It is not just it's not just Spotify like usual. We've also got YouTube. We can pick a track off of YouTube. So that's chill. But yeah, I'm just gonna vibe here until we get a request or if someone's interested. I think the streaming issue is sorted. The bitrate appears to be stable at this point. We will see how that go or how long that lasts. Hmm. When I used to do the ones where the free song reviews, the fan requests, there would be a flux of people who would come in and they would the tracks would be all put in like 30 seconds or something like that. There'd be enough tracks for an entire session within the first 30 seconds of the live stream, which is pretty wild. Sometimes it would be like 30 tracks or something like that. Kind of feels like I'm starting streaming from like the very start again, but that's good. Suppose what you do is you just see whether there's an interest or not, and you go from there. And if there's not, that's okay. Should I watch something in the meantime? My YouTube looks kind of cursed. It looks kind of cursed, There's all sorts of videos here. I like the look of this one. Ultra Synergy Max. I suppose if there's anything, maybe I should just watch YouTube videos. Yeah, but then what if I get copyright blocked by those YouTube videos? Interesting. I could always play Pokemon. That could be cool. Yeah? Do some Pokemon Showdown. Yeah. The issue is that it's always very loud when you play it. So you've got to turn down the volume a little bit. Can you turn down the volume? Yeah, you can. You can just mute sounds. That's really good. Battle name. Sup, Dinahay? Sup, Blue Dinabox, how you doing? Welcome to the live stream. I wasn't sure whether people were gonna come, so I decided to have a look at this. Welcome to this song request live stream where for $5 you can have a track reviewed up to 5 minutes. And we're just seeing if it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. But at least it's worth a try, right? Hmm. Sup, Jacob? How you doing? I know it's early for you. I I'm doing this time on a weekday because of the fact that there are people that watch from the States, for example, and apparently this is the time where a lot of them have just finished work. I would also like to do a weekend slot, but it will depend on how things go. It will depend on how things go. I'm hoping that you can hear me. Yeah, I think you can. Everything's looking pretty good. Bringing the kids to school. Damn, man. What time is it for you over there? Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't blame you for being busy. I can imagine that it's pretty intense, especially taking care of kids at all. You're cooking dinner? Man, here in New Zealand, it is like, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. So for me, as a music teacher, 7 a.m., that's wild. As a music teacher, I, yeah, I work at like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So I don't really have work for another 3.5 hours. I don't have any music review, Fiverr reviews to do today. I'm gonna have a double check of the Patreon stuff soon to make sure I haven't missed any. I know that Shin Yida's video is going up later today, so that should be good. The yellow video that I made for them last time got copyright blocked because the label was like, no live performance videos. But I decided to dispute that on the basis of the analysis at the end being at least a little bit more transformative than having the video on its own. And I think that it was fine. So that was all good. And they let it be free. So I think this time we're all good. It's an older performance anyway, so it's fine. But yeah. How do you wake up at 6:40? How do you do that? That's wild to me. I struggle to get up before 9:30, but then I think that's just simply because I work a bit later. I start a bit later and I work a bit later. I should keep it on this or Spotify in case people are like, why is he on Pokemon? Because otherwise it'd be dorks. I admire people who can get up early. I mean, I know that when you have kids and you gotta take them to school and stuff like that, it's important to be able to do that, It's important to be able to get up so you can do that. But yeah, good on you both for that. Hmm. Yeah, I don't really know. I suppose I just chill for an hour because I was planning on doing this for an hour. I haven't really figured out how to show the requests if someone does make a tip, in Streamlabs on the page at the moment, but I do have the page to the left here if people do, so that's chill. Um, ah, hmm. See, that's cool. It's cool that you can get off early if you got to work early. It's nice that you have that flexibility with your job. Hmm. Maybe I should just play some Pokemon. I don't know, like, yeah, because I can't really review stuff. Because if I start listening through a track, um, yeah, but then people are gonna want me to. I don't know what people will want. To be fair, if we Occam's razor it, people if they come to a live stream where they think they're going to get a song requested or reviewed, I assume that would mean that they're wanting me to have a music-based live stream. So maybe playing Pokemon wouldn't be particularly productive towards that, which is fair. See, YouTube's wild, man. It's so accurate at picking up. Like, you watch one video, and then suddenly you're onto the tragedy of Johnny Somali. That's wild, man. Sup, Bruce Jackson? How you going? Welcome to the live stream, where you, for just $5, you can get a song reviewed. Just and I feel this is a little bit cringe, but just in case you're unaware, the link is in the description of the live stream. You can check it out there. If you go to Streamlabs, you'll be able to, like, it looks like this, and you just go to this. The reason why, again, it looks a bit. The reason why I'm the top tipper is because I had to kind of make sure that it worked. Because I was like, if people use this and it doesn't work, they're going to be mad. But yeah, it does work. So I'm the top tipper at the moment. But yeah, just vibing. Again, I figure we'll do this for an hour. We'll see how things go. Yeah? Cool. Sure. Let's listen to some music. Music video related stuff. That's okay, Jacob. You take your time, man. It's all good. It's hard. Is it? That's not good. To be fair, though, like, they needed me to, like... They said you could do it via PayPal or whatever, and it's like, nah, man. I mean, they've got several payment systems, and I realize they've got different tiers of PayPal now, and it's like, stop. That's too much. It's too much. You need an account? Bugger. Nah, you need an account? You need an account to be able to place it? Why? Why do you need an account? That's a bit silly. I don't know why they've got it like that. I'm gonna just check out, see if I can figure out how to avoid that. Why do I need an account to tip Streamlabs? Tipping. Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Alright. Let's take a deep breath. Because I saw other people doing, like, song request live streams like this, and they were using Streamlabs. Part of the reason why I didn't want to use Super Chat is because my concern was that I would have people... Like YouTube, I think, takes 30% of the cut anyways from Super Chats off the bat, right? So I wasn't really sure how to price that if that was the case. But, like... yeah... What we'll do is, I'm gonna just take a quick look. Do I have to log in to Streamlabs to tip? Let's just see if we can figure it out, okay? Let's just see if we can figure that out. How to get donations without using Streamlabs. Oh, okay. Could I just use Ko-fi? Like, would that work? That seems a whole lot easier. Like, I think that Ko-fi would be better. Yeah, just set up. I'll just set up a thing on Ko-fi then, so that it's less of a pain in the butt for you guys. All right. Because like, if it's a pain, then no one's gonna want to do it anyways, right? So if I go commissions, login. Because I don't think you need an account in Ko-fi to be able to do that. Oh, thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. What do we have? Pip history. Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. So the first track for today is going to be harder, faster, better, faster, stronger. YouTube or Spotify? Yeah, because I'm giving people the choice of Spotify or YouTube. That's why I'm on YouTube at the moment. I wanna make sure that people, if they're paying for it, we can have a go at YouTube. It's just worth noting that if YouTube decides to not okay, thank you. All right, cool. Okay, thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go. First track of the day, Daft Punk. Yay. I like the filtering of those electronic instruments and the drums. I mean, like, it's so funky. I haven't really listened to much of the early Daft Punk stuff, right? But it's just got a fantastic flow to it, and it's so polished even for their early stage electronic stuff.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. More than power, never. Ever after work is over.
It's got such a fantastic resonance as well with those cowbells and stuff like that. And the vocals are so simple and easy to understand, it makes it accessible.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger.
Didn't Kanye sample this for a song?
More than ever, hour after hour, work is never over. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster, makes us stronger. More than ever, hour
And it just keeps rising, right? As Jacob said. I mean, it's just such a wonderful example of the vocoder work and how effective it can be as a melodic and a rhythmic device. It works so well as alongside the drum parts, as well as some of the other sort of bass and sort of quirky synth bits. I mean, that's fantastic. What I like about that track is that we have a really catchy vocal line there that harmonizes really neatly with it, with the rest of the arrangement there. You have some interesting sort of percussive patterns there, working with some cowbells and cymbal parts, but also the kick and snare grooves there are really tight as well. I think that in regards to the actual main sort of feel and like stylistically, it's encouraging you to be more active and be more sort of get the music works on that intensity as you go along. And it just, because of that loop there, it kind of reinforces the fact that, work is never over, work it hard to do it faster, etc. It almost becomes less sort of about the words as the synth takes over more. It's more like fluid than what's sort of being allowed for the phrasing of the words. And I think ultimately it's just a track where it goes from a message to, I suppose, a vibe, if that isn't too sort of like ambiguous. The production quality is decent. Like I haven't really listened to the early Daft Punk, but I'm glad that I have, and I think that they smashed it in this one. Yeah, that was cool. Thank you, Jacob. I haven't really listened to this track by itself before. Would you recommend the rest of the album? Do you think the rest of the album is worth looking through? Because I have personally checked out what was it, Random Access Memories. I think this album is phenomenal. Whenever I go for a drive somewhere, I have this album in my car and I'm listening to it. Yeah, it's dope. So I'm going to add that to the list. Yes, Stronger. Harder past the Daft Punk. Just so we have that as a reference. Good, there we go. Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, that was good. Cool. Well, thank you for the support, Jacob. I appreciate that. Again, I know it's early for you. It's not a fun time, but it's cool. Discovery is cool. Sick. When did they what got them into it? Like, what got them into this? What was the album that really was it Discovery where they really took off, or was it something else? I mean, this Homework, which is 1997. Oh, I've listened to Around the World. They've been going for quite a while, haven't they? Oh, so Discovery was when they got big. So they've been going for they have had a similar sound for quite a while, haven't they? They have had a similar sound for quite a while. Like of course they did the Tron Legacy album. Did you guys watch the movie back in the day? You guys watched the movie Tron Legacy, the complete edition back in the day? I remember Daft Punk being in that. I thought the albums they had were quite cool. It's crazy how long it's been since 2010. There's been an entire new generation of kids since then. It's wild. They wrote all the music for it. So that's wild to me, man. That's wild. Got on him for doing that. Son of Flynn, Recognizer, Armory, Arena. Rinsler, the game has changed. Tron Legacy is supposed to be the new one, and I can't believe it's so old now. I think that like it's important to remember, I suppose, that for Disney, the majority of the time they've spent previously working on, like, most of what Disney's been doing recently has been like remakes, like The Lion King and Aladdin and Little Mermaid and stuff. Most of what Disney's been doing is either like using Pixar to make the what do I say? You know, they're making like the Encanto and stuff like that, I suppose. But then they're also like, people not only want cartoons, but they also want real life lions and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go into a like, hey, you know, this is whatever it is thing, but just, yeah, Disney are in a kind of an unusual place at the moment. But I'm glad that, you know, they got the ability to be able to do that, because I suppose, yeah. Like, are they working on anything else recently? Infinity repeating. Oh, wait. So this is their 2013 demo.
I was crossing the border. Too old friend coincidence. I don't want any other. Too old friend coincidences.
The softness of those organs and those chords is just incredible. The vocal line in the higher range there is so angelic.
Weekday, weekday, weekday. I don't wanna play any other game. On a simpler day, it's not right, it's not true, it's not right, it's not how.
The production quality is adjusted since the 2001 album. This sounds a little bit cleaner. There's less high-end resonance in there. It seems a bit more sort of like cinematic, I suppose. I think there was, like, up until the 2010s, there was like this loudness war that was occurring where they just wanted to make music as loud as possible when they released it, right? I think in the early 2010s, they already had dubstep and stuff like that, so it was less of a focus in that at the same time.
It's not true, it's not right, it's not how we used to do. It's not true, it's not right, it's not how we used to do.
It's just those little hand drums in the background as well. There's a sub layer going alongside the slide guitars. It's tremendous. It's a really well layered and textured track that includes enough, even if it's a very sort of relaxed song, to keep you interested.
What he does.
See who is the Strokes? See who is the Strokes? Who are the Strokes? Who are they? Oh, Reptilia. I know Reptilia. See, it's okay for me to choose the tracks. Hey, LC. Hi, LC. How's it going? A paid request stream, so we need to go through the link in this description for it. Yeah. This is a paid request live stream. I know it's a bit different to how I usually do things, which is probably why it's a little bit quieter, but we're just trying it out and seeing how it goes. But thank you for coming in. By the way, I totally understand if people are not super maybe like motivated to pay the $5 for a request because again, we've been doing when we were doing the free ones, we were doing it because I wanted to grow the channel, but also I wanted to do them, and it was, at least at the start, it was fairly easy to get the request set up. I just think, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. The Strokes, is this it? Oh, okay. No worries, it's so good. Yeah, like I know that for like, and I mean this genuinely, $5, it's not cheap, man. It's not cheap. I live in New Zealand, and I want to get a house someday. And it's just I'm having to look at my options and stuff. But I'm thankful for being employed. And LC, I'm sorry to hear that you're unemployed, and I hope that things improve for you soon. No, thank you. I appreciate that. And honestly, Patreon's good. Patreon is good, not because just, how do I say this? Patreon isn't just good because it benefits me. It's good because Patreon is a lot cheaper than going through Fiverr. Like, I had someone get a Beyond video done recently through Fiverr, and it's 20 USD. I've seen people on YouTube, they charge $35 USD for a request. Then they maybe $45. And then there was like a $50 option. And then if you want to skip the queue, they charge $75 USD to get their track at the top of the review. I don't think there's no preset lower than the $5 option on Streamlabs. I did not realize with Streamlabs that you had to log in to make a tip. I think that's kind of silly. I think for next time I might use Ko-fi, because I think Ko-fi, you don't have to log in for that. You can just make a donation and it's fine. So, but I don't want to sort of mess around with things too much today. I figure if I'm going to charge people for it, it may as well be, if I'm going to charge people for it, it may as well be in a way that's convenient for them. Yeah, I was originally, just because of the amount other people doing these lives, and to be fair, they have bigger channels, so I get it. They can charge more because of the exposure and everything like that. I figured I'd charge 10, but no, $5 I think is good for now, especially because, again, things are tough at the moment for people. I don't know how things are going for you guys in New Zealand. In New Zealand, we have some of the highest house prices in the world. The cost of living crisis that the previous government was trying to fix, they haven't really been fixing, arguably. And yeah. But we are here for music. I like Reptilia. I think Reptilia is my favorite song. Thank you, LC. I appreciate that. That means a lot. I don't know. I don't want to go on a big rant about this, but I struggle with imposter syndrome, and I really have trouble figuring out like my own worth as a human being, especially with this stuff, just because it's such a because I've got a business degree, right? I've got a business degree. Both I've got two majors for that. One of them is management. The second is strategy and entrepreneurship. And the reason I made a video a while back about being different as a musician is because the industry is so perfectly competitive. There's just so many musicians with equal access to them, if that makes sense. And I think that I get imposter syndrome because I look at that with the same way. Like, the reason I tried to make myself, I was initially unhappy with being called a React channel, because there were so many React channels that, like, if I tried to be a React channel, I just kind of fade into the ether. It's why I've deliberately been kind of like, nah, I don't want to do that. because I just don't. You've got to sig and niche yourself, and I understand that that's kind of pretentious, right? Because it's that's like saying, oh, so you think you're better than them. I don't think that I'm better than reaction channels. You know, they make people happy. And something I was thinking about recently was that when I was younger, I'd watch people do let's plays. And let's plays are reaction videos, but for video games. So I like reaction videos too. You know, don't get me wrong. Um, but mostly the reason why I've tried to avoid being a reaction channel is because of trying to niche. And I think also, again, just you get imposter syndrome because you're like, am I actually reviewing these tracks enough to be worth people's while? It doesn't matter that you have 1,100 5-star ratings on Fiverr.com saying that you're a good, a good music reviewer. It doesn't matter, you know. Yeah, I know. I know the music meme reactions. I know. I know. I know. It makes people happy. I get that. I get that. I understand that and I respect that. I know that it's fun. You know, the trap is that if you go for what like people like, but that's already something that what a lot of other people are doing, you risk getting kind of caught in that cycle of doing that stuff a lot of the time to an extent where it becomes your channel. And then if people can't differentiate beyond that, you're then kind of stuck as that thing, if that makes sense. I don't want it to be like kind of a boring, kind of crappy experience for people or anything like that. I want to make it like nice and positive. And this is why I do YouTube. Because if I remember someone saying recently that this channel isn't about the views, and I know. That's okay. I accepted that long ago, but I'm here trying something different, and we have reviewed one song. Again, thank you to Jacob. And we have got Reptilia, and Reptilia is dope, man. It's a good song. That's fair. Yeah. No, that's totally fair. That's fair. Sorry if I found your channel because it was reaction to music that stayed for legit in-depth analysis. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think in that case, that's probably I'm aware of that. That's how a lot of people found my channel. I think a lot of people see reaction reviewers the same, and that's fine. It's fine. That's totally fine with me. I don't have an issue with that. You'd have to be a real dick to have an issue with that. It's not for sure. I think that to be fair, if I was completely like, it's not like I'm not mindful of the fact that when I listen to a track in its entirety, there can be reactions. Part of it is that I also think part of why I never really considered my stuff like specifically a reaction was because of the fact that I don't really react. I think part of that is simply because when you listen to enough music, it takes a lot to really wow you. It takes a lot to really get you going. And I think that's the issue is if my concern is if I was to sort of say to people, hey, this is a reaction channel, and they watched me just be deadpan with resting bitch face, that like it would be just wouldn't be very interesting to people. Like I've had people want me to they've paid me to review this song, and they explicitly said in the message that they wanted me to like dance around and act like I was really excited about it. and I cancelled it immediately because I was like, no, that's not happening. I'm not doing this. It's not like an anti-authority thing or whatever. And I know the customer isn't always right. You know, I've run a company for 12, 13 years. The customer's not always right. A lot of the time they are, and you've got to be careful, but occasionally they're not. But going back, because I get confused. I think that there is a reaction element to any review. I think when you listen to music in real time, and that's okay, again, like it's great that people are enjoying music and they're having human experiences. I think that dancing spider hands. Now, exactly. I used to dance, but it's because I wanted to. Dancing Spider Hands, new channel name. New channel name, Dancing Spider Hands. Fuck, man. Yeah. I think that to close, because I think I think there's someone cutting metal outside. I think there's someone that's cutting metal outside at the moment. They're like they're making a gate outside and they're cutting into the metal, and it's very brutal. Very brutal sounding. Yeah. You know, like when you get like the normal sound of it, but then it sounds like there's like a screeching baby or something like that. That's the kind of sound that the middle brings. Hmm. Oh. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I've cried because it's made me feel that way. I think that, like, the moment that, like, I can ascertain that someone is faking a reaction, I don't know about you guys, but it immediately becomes cringe for me. It becomes cringe because you have a situation where you know they're not legit. You know they're not legit. And when I look at people who have bigger channels and they feel the need to be like a puppet on a string, if that is the case, like you can see they're exhausted and stuff like that, but they're grinding at it and everything like that. And I'm aware that, like, again, like calling the kettle black, I admit that I have been feeling a bit tired recently and stuff like that. But to be fair, I think if there's no point in running a YouTube channel if you're not authentic. Like, unless you are running it as like a company or a corporate and you're completely unemotional, because that way there people are more likely to see you as like a knowledgeable sort of authority. It depends, right? Psychology of it is that when people watch people on YouTube, you know, parasocial relationship kind of bullshit like that. But it's also like you just want to feel like the person's actually telling the truth. And if they don't seem like they're being realistic, it kind of deflates the entire video, doesn't it? But then of course, if you don't react and other channels pretend it's the first time reaction is laughable, yeah, I mean, I think that the moment that it's a paid reaction, that is the live shows. Yet live shows are good. Like, honestly, like I think that's why live shows are so popular, because Jacob, because you can actually have a chat with people and you can catch them out. You can catch them out. When someone's doing a video, they set the entire stage, the entire precedent, you know? They set that entire situation. You can't work around it. Like, but when it's a live stream, they don't really control it as much. There are shenanigans that occur in live streams because of the fact that it's in real time. And I think live streams are where you really see the person. Like, a lot of people when they get in front of a camera have like Brad taste in music is good. I like Brad taste in music. I know that maybe some people have thought I'm being a bit harsh on Anthony Fantano recently. I think his reviews serve a purpose, and I think that what he talks about, it makes sense to people. He knows how to communicate in a way that people will understand. And Anthony Fantano deserves his success as a music reviewer. Like I know I stand by what I've said about him, but I can understand why he's successful. Brad Taste in music he's genuine. He just speaks his mind. It's very I've watched a few videos from him. Sometimes there's a bit of like terminology and stuff like that, but basically he's just telling people how he feels about the music. And I think that is kind of almost like a social experiment. You really have someone who is that real, and they are kind of throwing themselves into a state where they're not audience captured, and they are legitimately just how do I say this? They're not audience captured, and they're just being paid to speak your mind is one of the greatest things in existence. It really is. And part of why I looked at this was that I looked at Brad and Taste's song for his live streams, and I saw that he was charging like $9 a minute. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I realized that, like, because of the size of his channel and everything like that, if I was aware I couldn't charge that much, that's totally fine. Because a lot of people are going there for exposure, right? That makes total sense. So that's why I figured, like, if I reviewed stuff, it would be good. Yeah. And we'll see how that goes. I think I should probably try this again, maybe 1 or 2 days, and just see. Because if you do it the first time and you just don't do it again, that's just kind of sad, right? So you do it a few times to see how things work. It's like on Fiverr, if I'd just given up after the first review, I wouldn't have gotten to 1100, right? Brad Taste in music, though, he's a good man. He's a good man. Well, we've got a tip. We got a request. Who is this? Oh, he has too many memers who play his live streams, which is why I charge so high too, to cash block those people. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Because, like, I saw that he mentioned a thing about, like, flagrantly offensive material being skipped. I put the same thing in my one as well. I don't think login is needed at my end. Oh, no login? I see. I think I will probably go through Ko-fi next time though. It seems like if there are people who are having issues with that login stuff, yeah, that's kind of tricky. Just before we go on to thank you to Dinner Hay for our situation here. Thank you for that request. I just want to comment on LC. Other channels pretend their first time reaction is laughable. Yeah, I think that anytime you see a channel saying it's their first time reaction when they've done 100 is, you got to ask some questions, right? But anyways, we have got Dinner Hay. The request. Let's do it. We got Hello Anyang by Joanna Wang. Cool. Let's do it. Is it this one? Oh, was that the album name? Start from here. Oh, Hello Anyang. Fantastic is the organ. Fantastic use of that bell tree. I mean, it's just so fantastic. The clarity of those guitars there, the occasional extra bar to show a bit of a pregnant pause there. Joanna's really kind of chill. Oh no. It's okay, take your time. Joanna blowing up on the west side of the music sphere is so cool. It is! It is! And to be fair to Anthony Fantano, I have to admit that is good that he is showing people from that side of the world. It's great. I think, to be fair though, Joanna Wang is quite accessible for most people. They sing really nicely. A lot of the musical stylings that they put forward are, approachable. There's lots of different stylistic influences and stuff like that. I mean, this track here, you got almost some kind of jazzy, Latin American kind of like guitar, and like the organ as well is really soulful and tuneful. The drums and all that are dope, and it's just a really scintillating performance again from the singer. I can understand why people are becoming more open-minded, but I think it's also a lot of people. Okay, thank you, appreciate that, Danae. We got that here, Blues in a Box. Here we go. I think lyrics are so important, right? Here we go. Joanne, lyrics are so important though. People really need lyrics to be able to kind of connect with the track, I think. It's the blessing and the curse of maybe not being able to sort of like understand music that well, is having that one thing you can cling on to being the story. And it's cool though. Here we go. Wrong again. No. Is this it? Can you see it? Is it this one? Yay, there we go. Is it the blue one? Is it the blue one? Yay, there we go. We'll start from the start. So, yeah, there we go. I mean, those synths are gorgeous, dude. And it's in English.
The phone goes ring-a-ring, I don't know what to do. I pick it up and then it's heavy breathing. The phone goes a ring-a-ring, already waiting for you. And then my heart starts racing fast for a secret admirer. I've got a secret, I really mean it. I'm your biggest fan today. I say hello, 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 baby. 안녕, darling. Is there anyone to answer my heart? Is there anyone to answer my heart? Hello, 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 baby. I have been waiting on the telephone. Hello, goodbye to the boy on my mind.
So, like, a few comments before we continue. One, I appreciate the perkiness, the percussion there, the intricacy with those 16th note grooves, and how kind of punchy and like kind of jabs at you. The foley of the phone as well on the right side there, not only as like the sound of the what's being referenced in the lyrics, but also the fact that it's used as kind of like the last beat of the bar before the next section is like kind of like a filler, a kind of thing niched in there is great. The synths at the start are so fresh with the extensions, I think, and those harmonies there. And yeah, I would agree with that, Jacob. I would agree with that. Like, it has classic pop vibes. It does. I think Joanna is capable of... I think she's capable of making a lot of genres more palatable through the fact that she can make them catchy, if that makes sense. Which is not an easy thing to do.
The phone goes ring-a-ring, I don't know what to do. Uh-oh, I pick it up and then it's heavy breathing. The phone goes a ring-a-ring, already waiting for you. And then my heart starts racing fast for a
Hello, goodbye to the boy on my mind. So is it about answering the phone, hoping that person you want to talk to is on the other side and kind of like walking away from that? Like, it's that desire for that? Like hyping this guy up? Did you know I'm your fangirl today?
I know, always have, always will. Know you're watching out for me. I see, always have, always will. With the spotlight shining, your love so true. I'm gonna keep this love for always. Did you know I'm your fangirl today? Da 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 dum, ba da 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 dum. I say hello, 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 baby. Anyo, darling. Is there anyone to answer my heart? Is there anyone to answer my heart? Hello, 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 baby. I have been waiting on the telephone. Hello, goodbye to the boy on my mind. Say hello, hello.
And like those little vibratos of the boy on my mind, we are trying to make a catchy track with the melodies there, how neatly they harmonize on top of the extended chords with those synth pads. The
Hello, hello, baby. Anyo, darling. Is there anyone to answer my heart? Is there anyone to answer my heart? Hello, 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 baby. I have been waiting on the telephone. Hello, goodbye to the boy on my mind.
And like the keys as well at the end are so somber. They're such a contrast dynamically and texturally like to the kind of really feisty percussive snare elements we had previously. Hang on. I just realized I wasn't doing a video, so I can't burp into the mic. I think that the kind of run that they were doing at the end there, where it's kind of nice and quiet, not only shows the polish of the studio production with how much of the dynamic range is captured in a way that really also shows the beauty of her vocal style. I thought that it sounded really gorgeous, you know. But it's also just that I think we're trying to end the track on more of a kind of commiseratory note. I've been waiting on the telephone. Goodbye to the boy on my mind. You get the impression with how it ends there that we kind of maybe don't have a happy ending to it, or do we have a happy ending to it? Basically, Die Hard fan tries to contact the idol in private. Oh, of course, the heavy breathing. Oh, that's so gross, dude. That is so gross. It's so fucking gross. Ew. Ew, dude. Oh no. That's cringe, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, oh, that'd be so, oh, yeah, that'd be so, ich. You know, I think that phone calls should be banned. But people you should have to know, you should have the opportunity to like be able to hear someone's name before you answer the phone, man. Actually, no, that'd be a terrible idea. Would it? I don't know. Either way, I thought this track was really well handled. I thought that Joanna Wang made a great solid attempt at creating a pop track that handled the sort of electronic elements really well with a really sort of like fluid bass line. Again, some interesting snare placements there on the offbeats. I think that, yeah, and again, the vocal lines, the repeat of those words there with the hey in the background there, again, more vocal percussive layers. And ultimately, it just sounds incredibly fresh with the way that there's this kind of wispy, kind of futuristic sort of neo-soulish layer to some of those electronic elements. So upbeat on an appropriate theme. It is. I think that it almost tries to make a more of a kind of a classy situation out of an undesirable. You know, I think that it would have been potentially, but I think what was happening here is that Joanna Wang was trying to not over dramatize it. I think in a way that would have potentially even have given some sort of validation to the person calling them, because if you make a really sad song about something like this, a really angry song, it's almost like they were trying to get a rise out of you and you've been noticed. But if you make a track where it's like, oh, your darling is going to answer my heart, I'm waiting on the telephone, Yeah, I get it. Maybe, yeah, I get it. I got a secret, I really mean it. Anyways, this is probably the session for today. I I think it's been good to chat. It's been good to chat. In my mind, it was either like no one was going to come in today to check out the live stream, or people were. I'm thankful to Jacob, Blue Dinner Box, as well as LC and Bruce and everyone like that for coming in and chatting. It's been a good hour. I think I should do this again. I want to. The day where I'm here for an hour and no one puts a request through is the day where it's probably letting me know, hey, this is not the time to do it. I'm wondering whether if I do these more often, people will just be like, okay, this is the way things are going at the moment. And I think as well, it's just because the reality is, if there are paid requests coming through, if I get like 3 or so an hour, that's minimum wage here in New Zealand, right? And so, yeah. Hopefully you guys have a great day. Conclusion time, right? I hope you guys, hopefully things are sunny and nice, and I will catch you in the next live stream, I suppose. Yeah. And yes, spider hands out. Here we go. I'll put a little message as well. No. That's not meant to be there. I don't know why I put that up. It wasn't like there was anything weird anyways. It's just a thing from a client. Live stream prompts. Yeah, cool. No, that's good. Why don't you just leave it there?